My name is Mohamed Abdelkader, and I currently work as a senior researcher in the Robotics and Internet-of-Things Lab at Prince Sultan University. Prior to that, so let me give you a brief about my academic background. I did my bachelor degree at King Fahd University, KFUPM, in Control and Instrumentation Systems Engineering, and then moved to KAUST, King Abdullah University of Science and Technology, and did my master's and PhD there. And mainly my master's and PhD at KAUST was related to working on robotics problems, especially unmanned aerial vehicles. I mainly work on developing algorithms to enable intelligence, onboard intelligence, not only for single robot systems but multi-robot systems. And my work pretty much is 50% theory, 50% hands-on and development. After I finished my PhD at KAUST, I joined the Saudi Aramco Research and Development Center, located at KAUST as well, to work on developing inspection robots. And afterwards, I joined multiple startups in the UAE working on drone projects, and I was able to lead certain projects that are related to multi-UAV for security and surveillance, which was successfully demonstrated. And then afterwards I joined PSU.
What are your research interests?
So starting from my graduate studies, or even before that, during my time at KFUPM, I had a lot of hands-on experience on working with robots. My research interests are basically related to developing autonomous navigation systems. And since I worked with UAVs for the past around 10 years, so my focus is develop, autonomous navigation algorithms for UAVs. Not only for single vehicles or single UAVs, but for a team of unmanned air vehicles to collaborate and coordinate to achieve a common goal. To give you an example, so my PhD work was around developing algorithms that allow a team of unmanned air vehicles to defend certain area, a harbor, for example. So think of a harbor defense problem or a pursuit evasion problem where a team has to defend certain assets or area against intruders or threats. So the contribution was to develop algorithms that can run on the robots themselves. So there is no central control, but robots themselves, they talk to each other, they run onboard algorithms, and in such situations they have to make decisions fast, even with low onboard computation capabilities. So the algorithms were developed in order to honor all these constraints, and we actually were able to demonstrate this in a lab scale and a small outdoor environment, which gave the hope that this can be even extended to real applications. That was like a summary of the main research interest, but around that I have worked on other multiple problems, developing autonomous algorithms for navigation in indoor environment, for example, for indoor exploration, where you don't have access to global localization like GPS. So that's exploration and indoor environments. For security and surveillance, where also I was able to lead a project in one of my professional positions to develop a system that's able to a system of multiple unmanned air vehicles that's able to completely autonomously scan certain area and capture any possible threats. So in summary, my research interests around developing algorithms for autonomous navigation, not only for UAVs, it can be extended to other robotic platforms, but eventually to target real-world applications.
What are your recent research activities?
Okay, so my recent research activities are still connected to the previous projects that I've worked on related to developing autonomous swarm systems for different applications. Since I joined PSU, I've been working on multiple projects and research works. So, for example, I started to work on developing an autonomous system for drone hunting that allows a drone to, drones now, as much as they are useful for many applications, they can become a threat. And there are now research works trying to address the problem of how to capture such threats. So I'm personally leading a project to develop a drone hunting system, a drone that can catch another drone autonomously. So it's interdisciplinary project where where it requires people from working on AI, myself working on the control and autonomy part of it. So that's one project. Another project that I'm also leading is the development of an ecosystem of drone delivery at PSU, and we are committed to deliver a complete working solution with high autonomy degree that allows the exchange of multiple packages using a fleet of drones, not only a single drone, but a fleet of drones that can be deployed on campus, at least with the extension to take this out to the market.
How has the Research and Initiative Center helped you accomplish your research activities?
Okay, that's a good question. So the kind of projects that I work on require, it's interdisciplinary, and the robotics projects, to be specific, require extensive resources in terms of, fund and manpower. And I think we're fortunate to have, the support from RIC at Prince Sultan University to provide those elements to us in our projects. And I personally didn't face an issue, getting the right equipment that we need, and the material, as well as the manpower that we need. And in fact, that our lab, we have multi-background professionals, which basically the thing that we need in developing robotics, complex robotics projects, especially that we are not targeting academic level kind of projects, but also industrial. We're trying to produce or develop solutions that can go into the market, and that requires large teams of different backgrounds. And we fortunately have that. So that helps us to proceed and progress faster and reach or achieve our goals according to the plan and timeline that we have.
How do you find the research environment at PSU?
Actually, one of the things that attracted me to come and work at PSU, especially in the Robotics and Internet-of-Things Lab, is the research environment. I find it well structured and the ecosystem is well developed, and I don't feel much of the known bureaucracy and that usually obstruct research progress. We have a very smooth process at all levels. Okay, thanks to the support from the RIC and PSU management. So there is always support in terms, incentivizing researchers to publish quality papers, and collaboration as well is encouraged at PSU, which is something that's important. So, for example, I do a lot of collaboration projects within PSU and outside PSU, and that's actually encouraged and supported and incentivized. So that's something that encourages me and helps me to facilitate the progress of research works.
Before we end this interview, can you share with us what you have planned ahead?
Sure. I think it's exciting times that we have now in Saudi Arabia, in the kingdom. In the past year, we have seen a lot of interest in logistic robotics, something that we have been working on for the past year. Myself leading the development of a drone delivery system, and my colleague as well in the RIOTU Lab developing, other robot platforms for last mile delivery and warehouse management. So it's all under the development of a logistic, robotic ecosystem. And we have been fortunate to get engaged with local entities, both on the academic and industrial sides. And I see a lot of potential and opportunity. And I wish that we can contribute to the development, not only that, but to lead the development of, developing an entire ecosystem for logistic robotics in the kingdom. And so far, I think we have had the chance to take a head start, and we have developed mature proof of concept systems, and we have even demonstrated this to local partners and potential entities who are willing to invest and take this to the market. So I think there is a lot of opportunity, and I'm glad that I'm part of this. And bigger goal is to develop the entire logistic robotics ecosystem in the kingdom.
So it was very nice to hear about your experience and your research work, Dr. Mohamed, and we wish you success in your future plan. And once again, thank you for being here.
Thank you very much, and likewise, I'm very glad to have the chance to be in this interview. Thank you very much.